Good morning. I'm Delaney with the Dakota Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here with Logan Sharpe. We happen to be in one of the back offices of Sharpe's department store, which I don't consider myself to be extremely nosy, but there's something about knowing that this store is this big, and I'm only in this much of it. So, as human nature, we want to know what's behind the scenes. So here's your little behind the scenes. And I'm going to let Logan talk here in just a second. However, I want to let you know how I know him. And how I know him is, so he's been a hero of mine for years. Although he probably didn't realize this. But believe it or not, kiddos, at one point in time, Sharpe's department store was the only small business in town. Of course, it's not small anymore, but at that point in time, it was one of the only small businesses where you could go and buy your back to school clothes. And I look forward to that every year. And every time I would walk through the door and Logan was there, he would always speak to me. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. It's wonderful. Just get those clothes and get you back to school in style. And that always made me feel so special. First of all, because I wasn't the one paying. It was my mother. But he always spoke to me. I mean, he told my mother too. But it was more important for me to feel that as a child because kids like to feel important. And feeling that way, I know that the next person that walked through the door, he said the same thing too. By that time, I was no longer listening because I'm all about me at that. I'd already got my, yay, she's here fix. But I will tell you that Logan truly meant it to every person that he told, and even the people that he didn't get a chance to tell, he meant that. He was truly happy that they walked through the door and that they were going to spend their money with him.
Absolutely.
And I knew that because I just, and when I tell you that I know, we weren't great friends. We didn't go out on the weekend. We didn't do family vacations, but I knew who he was, and I assume he knew who I was.
You know I did. It's so fun to know your history because I've known your parents for a long time, way before you were here.
Well, of course.
And so that what makes our visits, our community special because longevity and watching the transition, and you grew up, and now Meadow, who's videoing this, growing up and being such a part of the community. That's just, I know our parents, our grandparents felt the same thing watching the transition. And I can't believe I'm on this side now, but it's fun. And Dakota hasn't changed in that regard, in that there's opportunity for every individual in a business, as a customer, as a community member, to be a part of our community and to give, to say hello to people.
Yes.
And even if you don't know them, say hello. You will know them
You
soon.
will.
And so that's how I got to know you, coming in with your mom, who I knew forever,
Right.
and just being able to see you every day, and I recognized you, and I knew who you were, and yeah, even from little on. So, and I have many people, and it's been such a privilege to get to know so many people. And thank goodness they shop frequently with Sharpes, and we appreciate that, and have been able to continue to this day. I'm glad you're in this office where in the back of our store we have local Dakota boys, Aaron Brinsfield and Grayson Shuring, who are here working every day, and it's nice to see them transition into what I've done for 40 years, and what my father and Bob Hogan did before that. And so that's what's fun, and the transition's on. But we hope to continue to be here and participate in Dakota.
Yes, yes. I personally wouldn't have it any other way, and I know there's a lot of citizens that feel just like I do. We look forward to going school shopping and getting to spend that money with Sharpes, and we love sales.
Yeah, don't we?
So we appreciate those.
That's okay. We have to have those sales shoppers too.
That's right.
Everyday shoppers are good, but sales shoppers are good too.
So yes, anytime you see the brown papers on the windows, that means there's a big sale going on, so you better get in here. Just
That's
FYI.
it. Meadow knows that already. Yay.
Yes, they're not going out of business. It's a sale.
That's right.
That was always one of my favorite things growing up. Is that's how I knew when Sharpes was having a sale, was because they painted all those windows.
Yes, yeah.
So.
And shoppers have changed certainly over the time, but just like the whole character of our community has changed. From when I first started, it was so much rural and agricultural concentration of folks. but we've migrated away from that to an extent, and now it's a lot of service industry people, particularly
Yes.
the medical industry. We have lots of medical
We do.
institutions in town that brings folks to town. The home health group, many of them.
Yes.
And so the whole character of our community's changed, and we've tried to change our inventory and what we offer
Right.
to know what the people in new industries need. And so, as the character changes, the only thing that remains the same are the people who are interested in the town and being part of the community, and regardless what industry.
Right. It's funny that you mentioned that, because one of the things that I remember most about growing up in Sharps was the fact that Wrangler was a big deal. I mean, I remember the billboard of George Strait.
Absolutely.
He was one of my Aunt Pam's favorite people,
Yeah.
next to Uncle Mark. And I don't know which one rated first, but I remember it being Wrangler, and I remember the Oakberry poster. And,
Absolutely.
And Wrangler was a big thing. And now I see that you carry scrubs.
Yep.
I see that you carry things, that I don't have to be a cowgirl, because I'm not. Love cowgirls. I
Sure, we all do.
would like to be some, but those hats. But anyway, but I'm not. But you still have clothes that one of my favorite shirts that I wear way too often came from here, and I'm trying to think. I can't think what it says at the moment because I'm on the spot. Says something about what a beautiful mess. That might be describes me perfectly.
Isn't that interesting how the styles change all the way? And that's what these fellas keep track of and watch and kind of keep in tune what people are asking for, what's offered at the market, and they
I
bring
wondered how
those
you
out.
did that.
They bring them in, and we go find them. What people are asking for, what footwear is popular this year,
Right.
as opposed to last year or going to be next year. It's a pretty good challenge, and it keeps them entertained. Has kept me entertained
I just
for a
imagine.
long time. But that's what makes this business work, and it takes everyday work. Like every business owner in Chakotah knows that. If their business is going to succeed, they're there every day taking care of customers, greeting them at the door, and putting in the hours it takes to succeed. But it can be done in Chakotah very easily, because our community will respond to good service, and will respond to a good offering of product, whatever it is. Food, which we have a wonderful bunch of restaurants that offer a variety, and they're all good.
Yes.
And they work hard at maintaining their standard of food. And we have a great group of antique collectible stores now that really bring a lot of people from out of town to Chakotah. And we get, it's amazing. And they do, and they don't compete. They all bring the different thing to the table, different items.
Yes.
And so the more different businesses you have in a certain area of business, it brings more people to town.
Yes.
And creates a great opportunity for other folks who want to open those types of shops.
Yes.
And but that's the same for restaurants. For thank goodness Atwoods came to town.
Yes.
We just needed more retail, because that increases the offering, that makes us the shopping center we all want it to be.
Well, yeah, sometimes it's hard to just go to one spot when you could go, if there's someone that has more options.
Right.
Then usually you want to go where there's more options,
Sure.
because sometimes you're just not feeling that style. Or
Exactly. That's
when you mention the antique malls, these are small things that people don't know. So there's a new antique mall that's in town.
right.
The antique owners got together and gave her a welcome gift. So when you say it's a community and we like competitive, not necessarily competitive, because you're not competing, because you have different things.
That's right.
That to me meant a lot.
Absolutely.
Because when you open a new business, you're scared to death that everyone in town's gonna hate you sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's intimidating.
That's right. You're not ever going to have a monopoly on an industry in town, and so the more variety that our town can offer us in different categories. Walmart's been a great anchor for us, but we have room for more grocery stores. We have more room for other shops who can carry a variety of things. So it's great. We don't want to have one church either. We have a variety of churches, and they're all good.
We do, a whole lot, yes.
And so it all makes the community work. And I think one of the great things right now, along with the chamber doing a good job with you and Jerry.
Thank you.
Given the energy, but is the pro business and get it done attitude at City Hall.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, that's been a huge thing as opposed to sometimes in the past, you know, people haven't been energetic toward bringing new businesses, but you know, and businesses are gonna locate here if they see opportunity, and they don't want walls thrown up for their entry into the community. And thank goodness, right at the moment, we have a very pro-business atmosphere in town, led by City Hall.
Yes. There's a lot of learning that goes into how to get new business in, or how, because when it comes to the city, there's so many obstacles that people don't realize that there are, and in that same breath, we don't always understand why it can't be done.
That's right.
You know, because we want it done.
That's right.
But there's a lot of hurdles.
There are.
And thank goodness we have a government right now that will tackle those obstacles with you.
That's right.
And try to make for sure that those don't hinder you from coming here.
That's right.
Or, you know, if you're already here, hinder you from staying here.
That's right. Oh yeah, we've read many stories of towns like in the Northeast that have voted and their city government won't allow Walmart in town.
Right.
You know, they just, because they want the smaller shops to survive. Well, smaller shops can survive around it. We're proof of that. They're in almost every town we're in, and that makes for a better town and draws more people in.
Yes.
So it's kind of counterproductive to do that.
Right.
We need variety.
Yes.
And a good anchor like that starts it.
It's funny that people don't seem to understand that it's not technically competition. It does draw people in.
Well, and it is competition, but you can get your share if you work hard, provide the service, and provide what the people need, greet them, be there. It's difficult, mind you, but competition is. And
Right.
That's what business is.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, you know, we've always been blessed with a lot of boutique shops and other department stores, and Karen Martin did a great job for many years in her shop.
Yes.
But, you know, that's good. We need variety.
Right.
Because everybody isn't the same.
Right, that's very true. So before I switch gears and go a total opposite direction with you, I wanted to ask you, and this is not bragging, this is just straight up a question. How many Sharpe stores are there?
We have 24 now,
24.
and 2 in Arkansas, 1 in Louisiana, and the remainder here in Oklahoma, small towns in Oklahoma. And it's interesting, you know, I had a call from the lady at Fairview, Oklahoma, a couple of days ago. Won't you bring us your store to Fairview? And so many smaller towns don't have stores anymore. And that's why I'm so proud of Shakota for not only having 1 or 2, but having a good variety of shops and encouraging them, because a lot of stores just can't make it with that on their own in smaller towns. And Fairview has no store right now, and of any kind. And it's a good sized town, and so I'm glad that have been over the hump and growing at the moment, and hope to continue that.
Right.
But yeah, we're enjoying, but you know, our stores aren't large. They're all about, well, they're not as big as this one because
This is your home base.
this is
correct?
home base.
Okay.
But they're all, some are bigger, but they all have local managers who do the same as I've done for years. They know their customers who come in their stores, and so we want to provide them a base inventory, but they custom their inventory to fit the needs of the community, whether it's fire retardant clothing and broken bow for specific industries. You know, it's just, each town is unique and different, and so we like our managers, who are very independent people, to have the ability to get their inventory customized how they want it in their towns.
Right, because people that live there know what people that are there
That's
do.
right. That's right.
Because someone from New York could not buy clothes for
No,
Chicago.
no, that's
Can you
right.
imagine?
That would be a scene. We have lots of folks who can wear those clothing.
Right, I'm not saying that, I'm just saying.
But they'd stand out.
This girl,
No.
she can't do it.
Isn't that true?
So when we originally came back here, I was blessed to walk through the warehouse where you mentioned all these boxes.
Mhm.
And so you technically still have your hand, you may not manage each store, but you're pretty much as part of every store still.
Oh, totally. We provide a base inventory of well-priced bulk merchandise that every store needs as a base, and then they customize on top of that. But we provide a base inventory for everybody that's promotional goods and whatever. But it all comes to our little warehouse where we divide it and then deliver it to each store. So we see them regularly.
Okay. Well, and, you know, and I see you drive in your delivery, what I want to call your delivery van. So, the Meadow's trying to signal to me, and I'm not ready for her to signal what she's trying to signal at the moment. But I did want to mention, because she went on like, what? It's Meadow behind there. So I'm just gonna say there's a thing called Jefferson Highway.
Yes, yeah, cool.
I really like it.
I do too. I'm
saying.
all over this. This is gonna be great next year.
Miss Amy Stidham has always told me how many stores. She does brag on you. She
Oh,
brags on you a
she
lot.
will.
Yes.
I know it. She's our best supporter.
And if you've never met Amy Stidham, you're missing out. 'Cause she is just wonderful.
Amen to that.
But how many stores do you have that's actually located on Jefferson Highway?
Pryor, Shakota, Eufaula, Atoka.
Yes.
4
4 stores.
Yeah.
So.
We know the Jefferson Highway.
That's right, that's right.
And was the Osage Trail to begin.
Yes.
You saw Miss Mullins talk at Honey Springs.
Yes.
Yeah, I wish I had seen that, because that Texas Trail is
Texas Road,
the
yeah,
Jefferson
Texas Trail,
Highway.
the Jefferson Highway, the MKT, the railroad, you know, pretty much,
Railroad
yeah, the
parallel.
railroad went down it, yes.
Yeah.
So it's
Great history in the area.
fascinating.
And I'm now going to brag on you, because I'm proud of Delana and Meadow taking interest at Honey Springs Visitor Center, which if you haven't been there, you need to go. But the full diorama, the full the whole scene in the Visitor Center will be completed in November when we have our new reenactment. Put it on your date, November 1, 2, 3.
Yes, it's.
Come see it.
Yes, for years, I've grown up here, of course, and matter of fact, also my dad used to mow where they did the reenactment.
Oh, come on.
When you would bid for the city to get that job, they did that. Anyway, so I personally have information about the reenactment. Now, I didn't go. I knew when it was happening because I always had to go out there and mow, you know,
Sure.
but as a kid it didn't. But it is one of the most fascinating things to know about the Civil War,
Yeah.
and to know how much ties are here in Shakota.
Absolutely.
And you may have had an ancestor. That may be why you're in Shakota. You know what I mean? You may have had an ancestor that just
Could well be.
didn't leave.
Yeah, that's right.
Or they were like, man, I really like that place. I'm going
You're on
back.
Creek or Cherokee descent, or
Yes.
then chances are your relatives were in that battle or involved in the Texas Road
Yes.
somehow. And it's great history and fun to know about our area.
Yes, and Adam does a wonderful job. He is so passionate and so excited about it. Every time I hear him, you know, because I'm excited the first time I talk about it.
Yeah.
Second time, still a little, but they're like, you know what I mean, when I'm telling stories. But Adam stays, I mean, just excited. And I love that. I love to listen to him talk because of his excitement for Honey Springs.
He's passionate.
Well, he is, and I really get excited. His excitement bubbles over.
Yeah.
You know, he makes you excited about Honey Springs. And so as an adult, I've got to know you through Honey Springs as well as Old Settlers Day.
Okay.
So I won't ask you how many years you've been assisting with the games.
We can't remember. It's been a long time.
But so as a child, you will remember Logan being out there helping with the cow patty toss is always.
It's my specialty. And Mike Stidham has a ranch, but he always put it on me
course
to
he
bring
did.
the patties. He brought the water balloons.
Of course he did.
Yeah, I did.
So and you and he are childhood friends, correct?
Oh, wait. Grew up together and have been lifelong friends.
And I didn't know that until I started working with Honey Springs and Miss Emmy. So I didn't realize that you two basically grew up, was your neighbors or just down the street?
Neighbors. Oh, yeah.
Neighbors.
Oh, yes. Oh, no. Very cool. Yeah. Very good friends. At that time, their house was the last on the end of town, and there was a huge field, cotton field, just south of where Don and Emmy lived. And we played in that field many summers.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, it was. But the town, it's basically where the school is now, in our in intermediate school and elementary and the football fields. That was all in Cotton Field. This town has changed a lot. Mine, 60 years.
Yes.
Or 67.
That is wild,
Yeah.
because you don't, because my grandma lives on Duncan, which is the street that's right in front of the multipurpose
I
building.
remember well when her house was built.
And see, I had no idea that town stopped, you know, what, 2 blocks up from that?
Yes, yes.
And it's amazing when you learn that, and you're like, what? You know, 'cause
That's the truth.
those things are just fascinating to know.
Yes, yeah. Lots of transition, lots of changes, but I'm proud of where our town's going right now and the changes that have been made. It's just awesome. Where all the sports center complex was, we all remember that being IWF home.
Yes.
Fields, vegetable fields, they grew all their own crops there, and those 50 young people who stayed and grew up in the IWF home, all great members of our community. Some are still here.
Yes.
Many come back frequently for their alumni reunions and things, and it's always so fun to see them again and hear their stories, where they've gone.
Yes.
But they all remember their home here fondly. And,
Yes.
and how the community raised them, just like we raise all of our own, our little
Yes.
village.
We do.
Yeah, so it's quite a transition, but I'm proud of the sports complex because that brings a lot of opportunity, brings people from out of town here, teams,
Yes.
and another point of pride for the town.
Yes.
It really is fantastic, led by City Hall doing this once again
Yes.
over the years, and many individuals have been involved in that over the years.
Yes.
Mainly.
Yeah, he seemed to. Yeah.
Because you were such a good athlete yourself.
Well, thank you. Yeah, he's always loved athletics and things
He
like that,
has.
which most of us
Oh
do,
yeah.
you know.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it is, and it's grown a whole lot since from when he was there.
Oh, totally.
Because I mean, that's
Totally.
been like 5, 4, 3. So anyway, it's changed so much. It's just
We've
wonderful.
had the support of the the Creek Tribe.
Yes.
Big time supporters, and just many things change, but that's fun. Change is great, but it's all for the positive.
Yes. I mean, you know, when you have this song with one stoplight, and then you
Yeah.
come back to town, and whoa, wait, there's.
Carrie says that she just gets lost in Chakota now.
That's so funny. But yeah, I can imagine, because you know, when you do move up and you come here, whoa,
Yeah,
what's
exactly.
changed?
What's happened?
So it's really fascinating. I really like that.
But there's plenty of room for more folks to get involved.
There are.
And there are many opportunities in clubs and lots of businesses that can be opened. It takes your time and your talent and some capital investment, but there's opportunity to make a good living in Chakota.
And there's help. There is help out there. You can contact the chamber, and we can get you in touch with the right people.
Right.
As far as like new businesses and things like that, there's also community, like what was saying, that there's clubs. A lot of times those clubs post in the newspaper. So I say post.
Yeah.
Advertise in the
Boy,
newspaper.
we're transitioning. This technology.
A lot of times I take a snapshot, then I post.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, so there's lots of clubs that you can join. There's lots of ways to get involved. And I'm going to say this as not the youngest generation, but a younger generation. We need to help our clubs, because there's a lot of them that are much older. They've done their time, so it's our time to help.
That's right.
And I know that sometimes I don't know where to start. You know, and then I get that. So call me. Call me at the chamber. I will help you get started.
There are opportunities in whatever your interest is. There is an organization that can help you further your interest, and you can help that organization.
Yes.
There's so many.
Most definitely.
One of my favorite longtime organizations in town is Options. I've been involved with them forever and ever. And Donna Cunningham has done such a great job. But there is a person who just had an interest when she graduated from college in doing social work and helping people with disabilities. And she has made that organization work. And serves 60 or 70 clients, and it's an unknown organization in our community.
You're right, it really is.
But they do such a wonderful job, and have expanded to Okmulgee area and serving the people with developmental disabilities there. And so it's just one idea of a group that you don't know about perhaps, but it exists and does well. So talk to the chamber, talk to Elena, she'll put you in touch with some group.
I will. Well, I'm always willing to help in any way that I
Yeah.
possibly can, and I will use every connection I got to help you out.
And she has lots of connections.
Some of them, not again, shh, turn the lights off. Here she comes.
Exactly. You're
For
gonna
the
get
most part, they're open armed.
you'll get the Emmy Stidham Award. She is the
Yes.
spirit who will get you moving.
I guarantee you she will, for
Thank you.
sure.
We need you too.
No, Emmy is definitely inspiring. So.
She is.
Yes, because she is such a little go-getter. I love
Don't
it.
get in the way. You'll get run over.
That's right, yes. And knowledgeable.
Yes, yeah.
There's things that
Studies.
she'll stand up and she'll say, well, we're doing this, I'm like, how did I miss that?
Yeah. That's the thing, we don't want that knowledge to get lost in our transition, and so thank goodness she's been such a recorder of history.
Yes.
And don't miss a chance to talk to her and find out a little more, because she'll know about it.
Yes, she will. And that's, so we have a CLIPS, Dakota Landmark Preservation Society. We have
Mhm.
that, which is
Another
basically.
organization that
There
you
you
don't
go.
know about.
You don't, exactly. Because the people that run that don't have social media. They don't do social media.
That's right.
And so that's the Katy Depot. And the Katy Depot always needs volunteers to help keep it open.
Yes.
And then
It's
there's-
our visitor center,
Yes.
basically.
Yes.
For welcoming to Shakota
That's right.
and get visitors.
Yes. And then there's the Harlem Heritage Museum.
Yes.
They always need volunteers to come in and help run that too. And basically what that is it's kind of like a Cowboys, local famous people.
Mhm.
Okay, they have an area in there, and then the back of it is art. It's an art gallery.
Right. Not many know that.
They don't, and there's some gorgeous art in there.
Great local artists who have contributed to that. It's just fantastic. And if you're a talented artist, get in touch. There's a space for you to show your work.
There is, most definitely, yes.
That's been fun to have that. And
It's a hidden gem, though.
it
Not many
is.
people know.
Not many people stop in because they just don't know about it.
You know, and what's funny is the Chamber of Commerce office is right there.
Right
So
there.
yeah, so I cut you off.
You know about it. And I was just thinking, how can we promote that and get more visibility out front for something to do, something to work on?
That is something to work on.
Good.
But, so, thank you for meeting with me today, because I know you're busy, and I appreciate you meeting with me.
And I appreciate you and your time, Meadow. Way to go. And broadcast this. Please come get involved in Shakota. Bring your talent, your work, and your investment in Shakota, and we'll all do well together.
I have yet to meet a scary person when volunteering and helping, and in this town, you know,
Right.
so.
That's right.
And,
That's right.
so
We need you.
we definitely do, so, thank you again. Is there anything that we did not discuss that?
Oh, I'm sure there are many things. We'll think of them later.
That's right.
It's been fun. Well, thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you very, very
Always.
much.
I know.